Hi there, this is Kathy Crow. Thank you so much for joining me here at the Crow Cottage here in Springfield, Missouri. And I appreciate your watching me and liking my page and sharing and all of that. Thank you so much. This is a real privilege to be able to do this with you. And today's projects, I'm kind of excited about it because I'm going to actually use some of my Bible stamps today. Now, Stampin' Up! Came up with a really good one this year. I'm so excited about it. Have I used excited enough? That word? I'll try to use a different one. Courage and faith. This is it? Oh, good. It's not backwards. Sometimes I think it's backwards when it's not. And then sometimes I think it's not backwards when it is. This one has trust in the Lord with all your heart in a nice, all of them are in a nice vertical kind of format. Bible verses are large, so they're hard to fit on a card in a way that you can really see them well. So this is the set that I'm going to just use on the side. This is actually not my featured set today. I just know I'm going to use it because one of the cards that I'm going to do today, I did this card earlier with one of my long, skinny, you can find them at the craft store, long, skinny Bible verse cards. They're really cool. And anyhow, so I'm a Bible verse collector, and if you are too, you know what I'm talking about because, you know, every time I look in stamp sections, I like look for the Bible verse. Do you have one that I don't have? They always have the same ones, you know, but anyhow. Today I am going to do a bookmark card because what better place to put your Bible verse than on a bookmark? Because I noticed my husband needed a bookmark, and our grandkids get read to a lot, I assume, out of real books, and mostly I think they actually, all of my kids are old enough to prefer books. If you're a young family and just starting out, please get your kids into real books. It's great to use online stuff as a resource, but there's just, I don't know. To me, it seems like most of the people that I know that are voracious readers, they read books. They also read stuff on their, online source, whether it's a tablet or Kindle or whatever. I know Kindle's pretty old and I'm dating myself, but that's okay. But I bet a lot of you are still using them. So this little bookmark card is super easy to make. It's just a basic card with that in it. And then we're going to do some other ones too, because basically what I'm doing today is Textured Floral. This set is just too pretty to not make anything with. I don't know that I actually bought it in order to make things on this Facebook Live page, because this is, to me, these flowers, they have dies, so you can see down here, I've written it down there that there are dies that cut everything out. But this is more of a background, I'm making my own background paper kind of a card to me. I mean, that's the way I use them. If you are a Stampin' Up! Person, then you probably have, sorry, I'm kind of going off camera here. I'm trying to turn on some lights. You have coupons that you may not have spent yet, because we had that July special where you got a $5 coupon, for every $50 you spent, so you've probably got some money to spend. So if you haven't done that, make sure you get in there and do it. I'm going to try to put my camera down. My phone had some issues, but I think I've cleared it up. So I'm hoping it has a better transition time. Sometimes coming down onto this card, see, it did it again. It's having a really difficult time with this twist that I have to do to it to get it to be on top of my actual desk space. So I'm going to try to work it around so that you can see everything pretty much. And hopefully I'm getting it all in there. We'll see. I might have to adjust as I go. And then I'm going to plug it back in, because I was thinking maybe my energy, maybe my battery being low might be affecting it. I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on with the phone. It used to do a little bit better than it is. So I've been blaming Facebook for everything, and I decided I need to stop doing that. Not everything can be Facebook's fault. Some of it's going to be my fault, I know. Okay, I'm hiding stuff because I'm going to be using this glass top for sure today, I believe. If I ever do any sponging at all, I definitely use it. And It's really nice, but it does glare really badly. So I'm going to see how this works out. You can see my host code. Here's my website if you want to check that out. The website is good for looking for classes and cards, sort of. But if you're just in the market for looking at a whole lot of card projects to see what you want to do or what you want to make with something, I would go to Pinterest. It is more current with what I'm making. It isn't with everyone, and I think other people have decided they don't like Pinterest as much as I do, but I really like Pinterest. It keeps all of my what do I want to say? It keeps all of my cards in a small space that I'm not having to pay storage for. In other venue sources, I'm having to pay storage. Did you see my have a hoot on the side? I'm getting this out because it is getting to be Halloween time, and those owls are really cute. Those are kind of old, but I really like them. I've been bringing in old stuff more, I think this whole season than I have in a long time. I'm just like, I am going to use my old stuff. I really like my old stuff. So you're going to see some old stuff because I'm going to use today where is the other one? I know it's here somewhere on this mass of desk mess. Where's the other embossing folder? Did I put it away accidentally? I didn't think I did. Well, I might have, but I probably did it, and I'll probably find it. This is Dainty Diamonds. The other one I'm using today is actually a crosshatch, and it's they're called 3D basics actually. They're called basic embossing hole folders or basics 3D embossing folders. I don't really remember, but there's 3 of them in a pack that you can get at Stampin' Up. And so anyhow, this is going to be good. So you can go to my webpage and purchase classes. You can use the host code if you are purchasing anything that is $149 or less. $150, you do not want to do that. All right, so let's get on to the actual card making. First of all, what I'm going to do is just make all these little background pieces. All of the cards I'm making today all have just basic background papers, and I'm going to just make it because I wanted these colors, and we didn't have anything in these particular colors. So the colors that I'm using today are Fresh Freesia and Soft Seafoam. Oh, let me see if I can find my Soft Seafoam. Where are you? I think this is you. My Soft Seafoam looks an awful lot like mint macaron. There it is. Okay, so Soft Seafoam, we're going to use that one. We are going to use Fresh Freesia. And we're also going to be using some Lost Lagoon. I actually might use my mint macaron. I'm not sure. I'm going to get it out. Oh, I think this might be a retired color. It's possible. I don't know. Lost Lagoon is very similar. It's just a darker version of it. So, anyway. And then my cardstock is Soft Seafoam and Fresh Freesia and Soft Seafoam. All right. So what I've done is I've already embossed this piece. Now I used, I couldn't find this retired embossing folder. This is like a diamond one that I actually wanted because I'm using the stitched triangle die. That also is a retired die set. This is why you just don't get rid of your stuff, please. Buy it. Don't get rid of it. Keep using it. Because just because it's not in the current catalog doesn't mean that you have to stop using it. This one just goes really well with that diamond, pocket. But I did find my Dainty Diamonds, and I do think that's part of the 3-pack. And it has a diamond shape. It is pretty nice. This is just a little bit more obvious. So I kind of liked the look of that one, but we're going to go ahead and just use this one. Now you can take if you want to have this stand out more, you can take an ink pad and kind of gently rub it over. You can do that with a Versamark pad or a regular ink pad. It will, if you're very gentle with it or using even a sponge, you can get just the raised part inked just a tiny bit and get a nice distressed look. I am not going to do that today because I don't want anything that rough looking. But what I am going to do is I am going to be putting this right on the top of one of my white cards I've already cut out. This is a 4 1/4 across by 11 1/2. And then folded at 5 1/2. So this is going to go here. But before I do that, I need to put on the ribbon. And we have some soft velvet. Oh, isn't it nice? Soft velvet, soft sea foam. It actually looks like mint macaron. And when it was sold to me, it might have been called mint macaron, but it matches really nicely. So I'm going to actually take one of these and just tape it down because it's kind of a thick ribbon. You cannot tie it easily. And the other side is not velvety, so you don't want to do that anyway. So how is your day going? Has it been good? It is so beautiful here right now. I cannot believe how nice it is. We've had, in the past week, we had so many temperatures of 96 and 97. I take that back. Maybe we never actually got to 97, but we definitely did get to 96, and it was so hot. But it is beautiful now. So today I didn't feel like I had to go out and ride my bike in the morning. I like riding my bike in the morning, don't get me wrong, but the reason I'd prefer not to is because everybody is out there in the morning, and I really like to have it to myself. Our bike path is really nice, and there's lots of animals on it, so if I'm out there alone, I get to actually see the animals, but if there's a bunch of other people on the path, they tend to scare them away. So there we go. I'm going to do it like this because I want my bookmark to kind of go over the top of it a little bit. And then don't stretch it so that it bends, but make sure it's snug. And then you're just going to tape these on the end with just some regular Scotch tape. Okay, any kind of cellophane tape will do. I'm not even showing you the tape because everybody's probably got some kind of cellophane, although we used to always just call it Scotch tape. I mean, who else made tape but the Scotch brand? But any tape will do because that's going to all get glued onto your card. Now that I've done that, I actually can glue it onto my card. So I'm going to, because the soonest I get that on there, the faster we're going to get to other things. So I've already cut this. This again is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then I embossed it with my Dainty Diamonds embossing folder. And I did that all ahead of time because I'd like to get 3 cards done today if I possibly can. And by getting some things done ahead of time, I can. You're going to want to use your Tombow glue. It's going to stick better, and you need something that's going to really stick down this really well. You can, put dimensionals, which is our foam tape on it, and it'll raise it, and then you won't have this issue of, is this ribbon going to be too fat? But if you put enough glue on here and just hold it down really good, it'll glue just fine, and it's not going to be an issue at all. Okay, so we're going to stick that right on there. How cute. Now, when I cut my card, obviously I didn't cut it perfect. My base card, I see some white sticking out here, and so I'm getting it where I'm going to easily be able to trim that off. And it looks like it, oh, I see, I just folded it slightly crooked is what I did. That happens a lot. I'm afraid I'm not a perfectionist. But a little scissors, a little snip, snip, and it looks just great. So don't overthink yourself. And there, now see, now you've got your ribbon on there. It's all ready to go. And we'll just trim off this bottom part right there so it's nice and even. Anyway, so it is wet though here because it's rained really sunny and beautiful now. And I'm so glad it rained so much because I don't have to go out and garden. And I see the wind is blowing out there. Oh my goodness. Wow. I didn't look until just now. Our grass grew in 2 days, I think, at least 2 or 3 inches. Oh man, the people who mow our lawn, they're gonna have a lot of grass to cut this week because it really grew fast. Okay, so the other part we want is just a little skinny piece of fresh freesia. This is 5 inches by 3 inches, or is it 2 3/4? Let me look here really quick. Oh, that's not inches up there. This is inches down here. It is 2, and it looks to me like almost a 2 7/8. It's kind of not 3. Let's call it 2 and yeah, let's call it 2 3/4, and maybe just a tiny bit more than that. But anyhow, this we want to have as our backing for our little our bookmark, but I can't really stick it on there because what we're going to do is we're going to wrap a ribbon on this too. So now I have to stamp. I have no choice. And my bookmark is actually going to be off of some soft sea foam. I'm going to do that first. Okay, so we'll get our soft sea foam out here. I'm going to pick the Bible verse that I want. And I'm going to use my old one because this isn't going to be long enough. This trust in the Lord with all your heart is great, but it's too short. It's only this much. May the Lord bless you and keep you. The other thing I really like about this set is that it has the actual Bible verse on it. And unless you are a person who knows the Bible really well, you might not know where in the world these Bible verses came from. So I always like to have the verse. The one I'm going to use is this old wood one. The grass it was perfect for this for this floral thing. So I'm just gonna use it because it doesn't have grasses. If I'd had grasses, it would have been even better. The grass withers and the flower fades away, but the word of the Lord will stand forever. And that's from Isaiah 48. I love that. So great. All right. So we're gonna just stamp that. Let's cut. Did I cut my? I don't think I actually cut my bookmark. Let me make sure I didn't, because I don't want to hold scrap over here of bookmark scrap if I did, but I bet I didn't. So what I need to do is let's trim this to the size that I want. And I'm going to pull it out and see how wide I made it. I did it 2 inches. So let's cut that. First of all, 2 inches. I think I was thinking I was going to stamp and then cut it, which is kind of nice, actually. Let's do that. Let's do that. Because if I get like this is not our nice photopolymer. This is a wood one. This is the way they all used to come. And when you're stamping, see, I can even see right now, whoever put this, I didn't put it on. Somebody else stuck this on, and they stuck it on crooked. So if you're thinking you're getting a nice straight line here when you're stamping, and you've got these old wooden stamps, they aren't, they're not even straight. So if I cut it ahead of time, I'm going to be in real trouble because it won't be a nice straight mark. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this one first, since this is the Bible verse I'm going to use. And I'm going to just do it right here in the middle. Okay, now you can see it came off just a tiny bit crooked. So if I had cut it out, I would have been really disgusted that I did that. And so anyway, I'm glad I did not. Now I'm going to I think I'll do my leaves. Should I do my leaves first, or should I do my flowers first? I think since we've got our ink out, we're going to go ahead and just do our flowers first. And I just need these little tiny ones. I'm going to use these big ones for the card, but I'm going to just use, I know just this one, maybe that one. We'll see. When I'm doing these, I just play with these things. They're fun to play with. This seems a little large. I think we want the smaller flower. There's 3 flowers, just like Mama Bear, Papa Bear, Baby Bear. We're going to use the little teeny tiny one instead, because I want to be able to position it, and I want to be able to put leaves around it and all of that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stamp. And if I want to stamp off, I've got this over here to stamp on. I don't think I'm going to need to. I'm just going to stamp. I'm going to see how pretty this is. This is a really nice stamp set. Okay, so just kind of do it, you know, just here and there. Yeah, try not to do exactly the same pattern. And then leave room also for your leaves that are going to be going in here. Kind of double up a little bit. I think I might, now that I'm looking at it, I don't know. I don't want to, I think I'm going to leave it like that. I don't really like 3 and 3. I've got 4 and 3. That should be okay. You know, I'm going to go ahead and keep this out. I'm not going to stamp another flower yet, but it's very likely that I'm probably going to want to do just a little bit more on that, but I don't know, we'll see, because I don't know. I can't be sure. And then we're going to do the leaf. What do I want here for leaves? These are pretty fat, and I don't really want big fat leaves. I think these are not leaves. They're like dandelion seeds being blown away. Some flowers have that. I'm not sure what kind of flowers these actually are, because they're not really quite peonies, but they could be. It looks like a peony. That's the stamens inside. These are that's different than that. So that's why it's called textured floral. There's really, there's a variety here. So I'm going to put these little stamens. These are the blowing stamens. You've got blowing in the wind ones, and you've got just ones coming right out of the flower. And I'm not going to use the ones coming right out of the flower. I don't know if this is going to be dark enough, my soft seafoam. I'm probably going to have to get out, I think I'm going to need to get out some Granny Apple Green, but we'll give it a try. Okay, let's see. Nope, that's not bad. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to use this as a stamped off bit as well as right on, okay? And since all that's going to get cut off, I don't really have to be too careful here. I can kind of just go and see what I think. I definitely don't want that in the words too much, because I do want to be able to see my words really well. Okay, now what I'm going to do is stamp off a little bit. Get that there. If you stamp and then stamp again, you get this really nice effect. So there we go. I think that's plenty. No leaves. Now I could, if I wanted to, there are some little bit smaller leaves in this Courage and Faith set that I could use, but I don't think we're going to need to. I don't really want a whole lot of leaf going on here. I do want a little more flowers. And then we're going to do a big sheet of background flowers. I just need a little more. We do have another one too, so maybe I'll get out another flower and not just have this one, because I'm thinking something smaller, just something a little smaller. This is not bad, not bad. Today I was meeting my husband for coffee, and as I was driving along, I saw a woman all masked up, and I couldn't believe that it looked like she had ears on. Thinking, oh my goodness, I've never really seen a masked up animal before, but there you go. She's all bunny or puppy, or I don't know. The ears were unidentifiable. They were not rabbit ears anyway. Okay, where in the world is the other little flower? I guess it's this, and I don't really have another little flower, and I don't want to use the sparkle. The sparkle is really nice when you've got bigger cards. I thought for sure I had another little tiny one, but I think it's the center is what I'm getting confused with, and I don't want that. So we're going to use this bigger one, but I'm definitely going to stamp off before I stamp you in there, because that will be way too big. Just to kind of get a little bit more background of this fresh freesia in there, just a little bit. Okay, I think that's plenty. Maybe one more there, just to be sure. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now, if you want to, you can emboss that, but it's going to be really hard to see your actual Bible verse if you do, so I wouldn't do it. But we're going to go ahead and cut it. What did I say? Was it 2 inches? We're going to cut it 2 inches, and then we are going to do the tag top, and then that part will be done. And we will be off to finishing that card. These cards today are going to all go together pretty fast, which is kind of nice. So 2 inches. So we're going to cut, first of all, I need this line to be a straight line. So what I'm going to do, since it's crooked because of the way my stamp did it, I'm going to lay this on the side, so I can kind of see where this is straight. And then I'm going to line that up like here, right on my cutting line, just to get one nice cut that's in line with my Bible verse. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Line this up here. I kind of want it to be about there. And so if this is how far over I want it, then I'm gonna line this up straight. And then on one of these cutting lines on this board, I'm gonna move it a tiny bit so I can get it lined up here. And then I'm just pushing this against this so that it's gonna be straight, or as straight as I can get it. It's not gonna be perfect because I'm using human ability here, but it's gonna be a little bit more in line. Okay, now I can go to the 2 inches. Although, you know what I need is I need to straighten up the bottom now. So let's go ahead and straighten up the bottom. All of this is going to get trimmed more. I'm just kind of trying to square up the card. That's all I'm doing right now. Okay, now we're squared up with our Bible verse, and now I can get my 2 inches in. I'm going to grab my ruler, my other ruler, because that one, I guess I can use this one. I've got 4ths and 8ths on here. I don't even have really inches on there because I've got it starting at 6 inches. Let's find a ruler. Okay, so if I wanted it 2 inches, my 1 inch is going to be right in the middle there. That's actually pretty close to the middle. So I'm only going to want to take about a 1/16 inch off of that. And then I am going to want to take, it looks like about 3/4 of an inch off of this side. I'm just kind of eyeballing it to see where I want to cut it. So I'm going to cut it right here where this petal is for this outer edge. And then we are wanting it to be 2 inches. So it looks like we're right at 2 inches. Didn't even need to be cut anymore. All right, we are set. And now let me grab my tag topper. This is an old one. This is the scalloped tag topper. And we've had this one for quite a while. So I'm going to put that in, and then I'm going to look to see where that ribbon's going to cut. Do I really want it there? Not bad. My sentiment's off just a little bit. I'm going to trim this just a bit. Even though it's going to put it a little smaller than I wanted it, I don't care. I'd rather that Bible verse was more in the center than it was going to be. Okay, so now we've got our tag topper. Let's measure this and see if it's the right length. It's pretty close, about 5 inches. I think I want it a little shorter than that because it's, remember the backing I have on there is 5 inches long. So we need this to be just a little shorter. So now it is at 4 3/4, and that's going to be a better one. Let me get rid of my scraps. I think everybody in the whole nation was having a terrible heat wave, and I'm so sorry for the people in Hawaii that are having this awful heat wave. Fires and all that stuff. I guess not heat wave, but just their fires. We had some fresh freesia ribbon a while ago, and so I bought a bunch when we had it because I knew this was a color it didn't seem to come around all that often. So glad I did. I have quite a bit of it yet and hoarding it. Okay, so there's your little tie. And now our bookmark is all done. Let's go like that. Oops. And my scissors are very dull. Okay. Okay, very good. Now I'm going to put that to the side here. And we will finish out that card. So we've got, if I can find the card, where did I set it? I've got like things all over my desk. And I know I had it right here because we were working on it just a moment ago. And I thought I had it mounted on a card. What in the world did I do with it? Okay, well, you know what? While I'm thinking about it, I will find it eventually. I probably tucked it into the drawer or something, or it fell on the floor. Who knows? But I'll find it in a minute. Maybe I never even put it together. I don't know. I thought I did. I thought I did. And we're gonna make the background paper. Now this background paper is going to do all of the rest of this, as well as this little corner piece on this, if I can ever, oh, there it is. I see it now. All right. So this, we need some of this white with a nice pattern on it. And it looks like I'm going to be able to trim we're going to trim this. I don't need it to be quite as big as it's going to be. Let's do that right now. I need a pretty good edge. I really only need, your bookmark's going to go right here in the middle like this. And you only need room for some foam tape here on the side and on this end, not on this side at all, just here. So I want a nice border. So actually, I think I'm going to leave it at the size that it is for now until I get my triangle piece that's going to be our actual pocket done. All right, so we're just sticking with our colors. I wanted to do a card that's a very simple stamping one, where all you're doing, we're using just these 2 colors is all. Is soft sea foam and fresh freesia, and we're using 1 stamp set and sentiments. I don't count sentiments because, you know, I just don't count them. And I do want one of these background papers. I'm gonna do half of it, just to kind of, or actually I think instead of half of it, I'm gonna just use, probably the bottom third, and we're going to do something random. And then I'm going to do a pattern, and then I guess I'll just grab another piece and do a pattern. But usually I just cover the whole thing because it's easier to do it that way. I don't know. It's just, I like to see what am I going to get. All right, so first of all, we're going to start out with some nice large blooms like this. Always stamp off the edge of your paper too, and turn your whole you know, turn it over as well. What you want is just this random effect. Okay, so don't get too carried away though. You want to leave some room for other things. So that's all I'm going to do for now with that one. And this one has, for the big one, we've got some really nice leaves that just kind of cradle it. Okay, so we want to do that leaf next. That one, I think I want to use my, let's try, I'm going to see what this looks like on the side before I actually do this one. There's soft sea foam. Okay, I mean, that's mint macaron. And now let me see what Lost Lagoon, we're going to compare Lost Lagoon before I commit. Okay, I think I'm liking mint macaron, but I think I'm going to go with Lost Lagoon. I think it'll give me something extra here that I'm kind of not expecting, but I'm definitely wanting it stamped off. So we've got these two little petals right there that kind of easily give you a way to cradle your flower. Now you could do it either way. I mean, I don't know exactly how. I just know I want it to kind of go into the flower, so I don't think it's going to matter too much how you do it. Okay, isn't that lovely? It's really pretty. I do really like this set. I knew I would because it's the kind of set I like, but I was surprised how much I liked it. We had one called Frosted Foliage a while back, and it was a really pretty one too that I think I like a little better, but I don't really know because I haven't used it now in a while. All right, so I probably won't even use these corners, but you never know whether you will or not, so you might as well get some stuff stamped there, just in case you do. All right, now I have a lot of other things going, so that's actually very pretty all on its own. If you want to use that all by itself, that would be really, really nice. But I'm going to go ahead. We're going to add some more to it. All right, now I think the next thing I want to do is another flower. We're going to do this one again. Okay, this time I'm going to use our fresh freesia, but I'm going to stamp it off. We want to get a little bit, oh man, I got a bunch of ink under my nail there. That green does not go with my my polish. I don't really want that on there. It's like, wow, I stuck my thumb right down in there really badly. Wow, that was good. Okay, so on to more things. All right, so here we go. Fresh freesia. I need to get my jokes out. I forgot to put those out, and it's entertaining for me to read. Oops, that is sliding. So let me grab a dry stamp. I don't really want it sliding all over the place. Okay, so there. Just feel free to kind of have fun here with it. I love this. It's so nice. The more of a stamped off faded part of the flower you do, the more distressed and kind of a shabby chic look you're gonna get. Okay, that is pretty good. One little more there. And I think that's it. Good. Now we're going to do some more leaves because we can. We've got one other leaf set here. Now there's individual petals. Those are nice. I'm not using those. These petals or leaves are upright. They do sort of match, but they kind of don't. So I'm going to use those, but I'm going to be really sparing with them and careful. And I'm going to use the soft seafoam stamped off. And let's see if my wax's dry. Good, it is. It's 1:45 here in Springfield, Missouri. All right, here we go. Soft seafoam stamped off. I just want some of this soft seafoam color in here. And so these leaves do not have to really be connected to anything. We're just getting some soft seafoam color in. All over. Where we didn't have any, that's where you want it. Oh, you are so nice. Okay, there we go. And then what else am I? Oh, I am missing some things. What am I missing? We've got the sparkles. If you want to do the little sparkle, you got to be careful with that. That can be, you can get carried away with that one pretty easily. I think I'm going to save that. I don't know, I think I just want some more of these flowers. And let's see, what else have we got? And then we've got our centers. I am going to use those. So let's do that. We've got we've got two flower center things. And I'm actually going to need lemon lolly for that one. That one is our nice yellow. Our nice new yellow. I'm so excited about that. I've had so saffron for a long time. But I was still using our pineapple punch because we didn't have this nice clear lemon. But now we do. Okay. What did I just do with that stamp? I took it off the block. No, there it is. Okay, so this is our lemon lolly. So whichever, oh, that's funny. Okay, I must have gotten that off thinking that was the stamens, but it's not. Make sure your stamens are going out with the little rounded parts are going up at the top of the flower. Okay, there's also another centerpiece that's kind of a fuzzy little centerpiece for these flowers. Now it's purple because I just stamped it all in the one color, but you can kind of give a little color to it if you want to. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to do one and see what it looks like. Let's do it on this one. You see, it just sort of adds some color to it. I don't have very many that are full strength here. So I'm not going to do too many of those. And then now I'm ready to add. That's going to give me a better picture of what we want as far as the flowers go. And thought we had one other flower in here. The small one we've done. Oh, we haven't done this one. Okay. If you stay with one color, you know, for a flower, if you're doing that, you really want one that's going to give you a nice picture of a flower without you having to do a whole lot of fussing with it. Because if you end up having to do a lot with it, you're going to probably not be thrilled with your result. didn't quite get that. There we go. Okay, I don't want too much happening there. Okay, I think I've got a pretty good background going. I'm gonna go over that one. I didn't like it as much. All right, I think that is looking pretty good. And now I'm ready to cut out my triangle and my other bit of what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my little triangle probably over here somewhere. And then I am going to use this upper part for a separate card, in which case I kind of want to cover up that little blotch of petal that I did right there. And I think I'm going to, this is where I'm going to use my little sparkle thing to do that with. So you can use your little sparkle spray, sort of a bubble spray. Okay, that one's really pretty, but again, you got to be, you know, try to be a little cautious with using it. It can get a little carried away. But if there's any spot that you think is like, I don't really like that spot so much, this is a perfect stamp to kind of try to cover that up. And I think that's it. I don't really want to do too much more than that. I did want to have my little blowing seeds in one of the cards, but I need to cut the piece out that I'm going to actually use and position it before I know how to do that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take my cutting board, and the piece that I'm going to put on one of these cards is going to be pretty small. I'm going to go ahead and just cut. I'm going to cut, oh, let's cut right here. And that will be that card's piece. And now I can use this piece to decide how I want my rectangle to be cut out. I need to do that. Now, you can, I have my stitched triangles, which is what I'm going to be using. I am using this one. I've got white on it, so I know which one I'm using. This one, and I'm going to figure out where on this that I, you know, want to have that piece. You can use these stylish dies the same way. The piece that I'm using for the rectangle actually is this square, or close to it, like this. You see? So what you would do is just cut out your rectangle piece and then use one of your edges to complete that corner, or this big one actually is what you would want to do. You would want to use the big one to cut out the corner, or you could even use one of the big straight, one of these big straight dies that are on this side for this long corner edge. So you don't have to have the stitched triangles, it's just that they're really handy. And I do have them, so I am using them. Let's grab out the cutting board. I didn't get out my new plates, which I should probably do so you can see what I'm doing, but I am not even going to. All right, so now I'm going to try to find a really good spot where this, remember, this is going to be the pocket, and it's going to be positioned, let's see, it's going to be positioned like this. My bookmark's going in like this. So I want this to be the top part. So let's see how I want to do that. Now, my big flower is not really going to fit in it anyway. So, that being the case, I think I can just put it any which way I want. Like right here, that's looking pretty good. Let me see, maybe down here. No, I don't like that. That's not bad. I'm trying to find a way where I can still use a great deal of my paper. It's sort of the same principle when you're doing this with DSP that you bought. You definitely want to position it so that you're getting as much of the design as you want, exactly the way you want it. But on the other hand, you know, you want to have value for your money and not be wasting a lot either. I really wanted that in it. Huh. I'm not going to get that in it, really. I could, I guess, if I go like that. Let me see if I'm going to like that. Let's tip it. Because it would be like that. I don't like that. All right, sorry. I just put the tree in the yard the way you want it. Do I have to move it again? I'm sorry, but I'm not sure. Okay, I think I'm gonna stick with this. I'm gonna stick with what I thought the first time around. And there is some space here if I want to fix it after I've cut it. I can do so. Oops. Ding dong. Yeah, it's August. Can you believe it's already the middle of August? Oh my goodness. So surprising. Okay. Time flies. Oh, my tape went flying too. Okay. Oh, when you're trying to do this on the side, like when I'm doing it like right in front of me, this is most of it, but that was actually a little challenging. Okay, so there's my little piece. You know, try to put it where I don't lose it. And then while we're here with this cutting board, I want to cut out this piece right here. And I'm going to use a stitched rectangle for that one. So let me put away my stitched triangle die. And these stitched rectangles. Oh, these also I think are not available anymore. And I'm so sorry. This is like one of my super go-to ones. We do have scalloped. And the scalloped ones are nice. It's just that I want this one. Let's see, put that there. It's barely gonna fit. I should have cut it just a tiny bit bigger, but it is gonna fit, so we're good. It's just a little closer than I thought it would be. I'm gonna have to turn it this way so that I can actually do this without it looking like I'm trying to. There we go. Yes, it's loud. I know. If I had my flatter plates on, that would be good. These get warped, and I keep using them because I'm too cheap to use the other ones, but I do have nice ones. Okay, here we go. That is going to be really nice. So that's another part that's going to go. The rest of it is just going to be trimmed because I'm going to have to just trim it out to the size that I want it to be. So let me put these away. I think I'm all done with the stuff I'm cutting. Oh, no, I'll probably have a label to do still, but other than that, we're good. Okay, now let's assemble. If I can find my card base again. Oh, it's right here. All right, so we are going to take this little triangle and we're going to put it on this piece right here. So you can see you're going to just use some foam strips, skinny foam strips here and here, and then this is going to tuck in here. But I want just a very little bit of a border on either side. So what I need to do is trim this fresh freezer piece. And I'm going to just look at it here and get it in the cutting. I want a border, so we're barely cutting any off, really. Okay, just really, oh man, I don't even think, how much is that? That's definitely not 1/4 of an inch. It is more than 1/8 of an inch, I think, but not much. And then, and I think the top is fine. I don't think we need that to be any shorter at all. And then that's gonna fit in there. Okay, so foam tape, where are you? Here you are. All right, Stampin' Up! Actually does sell these foam adhesive sheets. They're little skinny strips already cut for you, which is kind of nice. I also have some edges here because I want it to be very, very skinny. I'm not sure if my foam strip is gonna be skinny enough. It might. Let's look at it again. It's pretty skinny. Let's get that out. I think it might work. It is nice that it's already cut for you. It's nice and straight. All right, again, let me position it the way it's going to be on here. I'm going to want it like this, right? Is that correct? Yes. Okay, so we want to put this here. Your bookmark has to fit in there, but I do want it to be an actual pocket. Now, we do have things that make pockets, and I think I even have a die with a nice pocket, but really, these things work. For a bookmark, this is going to work just fine. Bookmark's not going to, it's going to slide in and out of there without too much trouble. I know there's a gap, but that is not going to be a big deal, so let's not worry about it. It's 2 o'clock. I need to hurry along here now. All right, that goes there. Just want to make sure you're having the same border edge on all sides as much as possible. There, perfect. Now your pot, that's sliding in and out. It is going to fall out if somebody just flops the card around, but remember, this is going to be in an envelope, so it'll be fine. And then we're going to put dimensionals on the back. And I've got this really nice big fat piece. We'll just use that. This is a foam sheet. We have, they come in like 4 by, or are they 3 by 4 sheets? They're called full foam sheets, and they're very handy. But I'm gonna just convenience gonna use this. I use those foam ones for big giant pieces, and this doesn't really quite qualify for that. And then we have our little regular dimensionals that are the same height, aren't they? No, I forgot. These actually are slightly fatter, so this is going to be raised up pretty fat. I better use one more bit of these. This is great when you're doing a slider card. These foam strips, I don't use them really any other time. And I could have just glued my pocket on, and that would have worked too. But if you do glue, you're going to have to put a little bit of cornstarch or something in there to keep your bookmark from sticking to it. It's the only problem with that. All right, so that is finished, and then we need our little dimensionals that kind of finish it off nicely. This is called Tinsel Gems. Now today, if you go use this host code, buy anything for $50 or more, you can, if you do the this Textured Floral suite, that'll put you right at about that amount. And then I will send you the Tinsel Gems for free as my thank you gift for you. And we're going to do 3 of these on the side right here. 1, 2, on just one of the big ones right down here on the side. And then one, oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot this kind of is going to help tuck it in. What a ding dong, I forgot that. Because I want this to be taped on the back of this. I'm going to have to lift it here because I forgot it. It can be done, it's just a matter of tearing it a bit where it's going to not show anyway. Lift that up, and then I'll have to just put glue on there probably. All right, so what I need to do is get my tape, because I want this to be right here. There, and this is like major surgery. I don't know if it'll ever be the same. Sometimes when you're doing major surgery, it's just never the same. Oh, well, we're trying. Okay, I'm going to have to clip that like that so that it folds and I can actually tape it right there. Okay, now, oops, I taped it, but it didn't tape the actual ribbon. Oh, Kathy, come on. You can do this. I want it in the pocket, just a tiny bit. Put it in there. And then like that. Whew. Okay, and now that that's all done, now we're going to have to adhere all this down again and have it look good. Which is not going to be so easy since I've bent it all up. Foam tape to the rescue. There. Pretty good. It's a little bent. Oh well. This is what happens when you get in a rush. Now the reason I wanted to put that there though, it's going to keep your bookmark in a little better. The other thing is it has this ribbon, so pretty. It has a translucent quality to it. Even though it looks really thick and it's velvety, you can kind of see the words and my floral underneath. It's really pretty. So if I hadn't bent it all up trying to do surgery on it, but it still looks pretty good. I do like that embossing folder better though. I just do. All right, we are on to the next card. Now this next one, let me get rid of some of my trash. I don't need my strips. Those are just too fat. I don't use those too much because they are just way too fat. All right, here we go. What am I doing? Oh, yes. So this piece that we cut out with this rectangle, we're going to put this on another base card. Let's grab it out. So I cut a piece of fresh freesia, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then let's get a piece of Blackberry Bliss. We're going to just glue these together, but I want to make sure it has enough border because look at that. I know this is 4 1/4 and this is 5 1/2. How come my border's perfect on this side and not on this side? This is always happening and I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Then this piece is going to fit on here. Okay, and it's pretty much a card that's just so super simple. And once you've got your backgrounds done, you can just take all of the scraps from the piece that you're cutting. We just need like a tiny smidgen off here so that is more equal. Perfect. And then we'll glue that on. I don't have any ribbon going on it. Oh, I forgot. I do want to texture it. I actually like the embossing. We've got our subtle embossing textured paper. That's this. Let me see if I can find some. I'll just cut it. Ah, I have some right here. So this is called white. Oh, this is my white core. I don't know if I want to use my white core paper, but I can. It's shimmery. It's slightly textured. This is card. This isn't cardstock. It's paper, but it does work. I think I might glue that on there. Let's see if I like it. I do like it. All right. Let's get it exactly the same length. That is 4 1/4. So I mean, it's what I thought I had cut already. I don't understand why my measurements are off all the time. I'm so lame. All right, very good. I do really like this paper. It's beautiful. And it's pretty flat on the back. So it glues on a little nicer than some of the things that you might emboss with your embossing folder. If it's the 3D embossing stuff, sometimes it's so raised on one side that the other side is pretty raised too. It is hard to get things to glue on really flat and nice. Now I do have a subtle embossing folder that's an old retired one of ours, and it's the same pattern. And so if I didn't have this on hand, I would have just embossed it with that. And now, because I'm going to put a label on it, I don't want anything raised. So I could raise this, but I'm going to raise my label. So I'm going to just glue this on. Just as is. Like there. Okay, excellent. And now let's use a little scrap of white. I think I've got a little scrap here. And then in our sentiments on this set, oops, we've got every thought of you makes me smile. Actually, birthday blooms is nice. And I think I might actually need some blue birthday blooms. But just to have it go the way I want to have it go, I'm going to use the every thought of you makes me smile. I need my long stamp for that. All right, if anyone is on with me, I am so sorry that I'm not seeing any Facebook comments. I think I might have, I had to reset my phone. So like nothing is allowed in. Nothing's allowed in anymore. And it's wonderful that my battery is not running down all the time. But on the other hand, I can't see what's going on ever either. So it's sort of not the greatest of situations, but it's what it is, unfortunately, for me. All right, now I'm going to use my rectangle die again just to cut that label out. I think I've got one here that's going to fit nicely. This one. And this one. Grab out my other plate, because I want to be able to actually see this, and I need it to lay a little bit flatter than it sometimes does. Because this one barely fits. Okay, let me turn it this way so I can roll it through easier. See how much easier my flatter plate does. It is much handier, but then we're going to use some Blackberry Bliss and cut out a little bit of a border with it. We'll see if this is a big enough, sometimes when I use the next size up die, I don't like the border because it's too wide anyway. I kind of like really skinny little borders for things that are right on the card. So we'll see. These rectangles, I've got to run them with a dryer sheet. They're getting pretty hard to manage. Yeah, you see what I mean? I mean, it's so big. I don't really like that. So what I'm going to do is just glue this on here, and then I'm going to just use my scissors and trim it down. I need to find, I've got so many rectangle dies. They're not all stitched, but I need to find the ones that actually are going to be the size that I want and then pair them up. Somehow write them out so I can pair them up. Because I'm not going to have stitching on this side or this side, but at least it'll be trimmed the size that I wanted. Okay, so that's going to go there. And then we have this really pretty ribbon that's this braided trim, braided linen thread. Wow, it's nice. I really like it. I just need a tiny bit. And then we're going to put it beneath here with some dimensionals and put my little doodads on there, and we'll be all set with this card. Isn't it cute? I really like it. It's nice. That and that and that. Just find the spot where it's going to look pretty good. And then take your fingers and fray the edges of your twine. It's really pretty. Oh man, it's quiet in the house. I wonder what Jeff's doing down there. He usually is doing something, and oh man, he's pretty quiet down there today. All right, let's see. We've still got some of these little sparklies. So I'm going to put 1, 2, and 3 right down there on the bottom. Okay, I think that'll do. Just those 3 look to me perfect. And then I've got my a base card already done. This is 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And then you can just glue that on. And then you've got your nice white card that you can stamp on the inside however you want. You could cut out these flowers, glue those inside if you wanted to, because they're all cut out and ready to go if you use your dies, because they're dies to cut out every single one of these flowers. It's really quite nice, because we have, remember, this whole other sheet yet that we haven't done anything with. I'm going to use some of it for one more card, and then that's going to be it, and we will be done today. I just wanted to show you how with just one sheet that you stamp, you can do very quickly, really. Today I'm doing 3 beautiful cards that just go together really, really fast and easy. Okay, now this one I've got a corner cut out, and this is probably the part that I want. I might end up having to just do another. I'll save this for another day. I pulled out some old DSP that I have that is going to go really nice with this. This is that old butterfly stuff. Do you remember these butterflies? That was like from long, long ago. But I do think that card, that is going to be really nice with this. So I'm going to do a card with that later. Not with you. Today, one more thing. I wanted to do a nice big piece with with showing off this Courage and Faith stamp set. So we're going to do the, yeah, I guess so. May the Lord bless you. And I'm trying to think, do I really want that one? That's really not the one I want. But anyway, we're going to do it anyway. May the Lord bless you and keep you. It's like a good homily all on its own. So we'll use our fresh freesia. Actually, let's grab a regular piece. This is just 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I've already cut that out. And we're gonna stick this like right here. Okay, so we've got our Bible verse right there in the center where I want it. Well, not center, I mean upper right hand side anyway. And there are little doodads to decorate it up with, but I'm not going to do that because we're still I'm having fun with this set. Now I'm going to put one big flower. We're going to do one right here. But I'm also going to do a separate one. This one I'm going to cut out. Let me grab my scrap. This one is the one that I am going to cut out with the die. Okay, and we're going to use that one to put right on top of the one that I just stamped. It kind of gives you a dimensional effect when you're doing cards with flowers. And then the rest of it is all going to be these little tiny ones. I think before I even do those, I'm going to do my leaves. We're going to just stick with soft sea foam. I'm not going to use any of the Lost Lagoon. And I'm going to start off down here. Let's do a there, and maybe another one right there. Oops, not that direction. I'm just using this piece sort of as a scrap. All right, like that. Okay. And then, because I'm going to end up cutting a lot of this off anyway, so I'm kind of just playing with it. All right. Then we're going to do the, do I want the other leaf too? No, I'm going to stick with one leaf, and that's that. And then the little flower. You want that little flower, it's cute. Both of them. Let's do stamped off there. stamped off and one there. Let's do a full strength one there and stamped off one there. Okay, I think that's good. We'll use, I don't know if I want to use the other flower. That one's, it's pretty large and I'm kind of liking the design I've got there right now. I want enough light around this to really highlight that Bible verse. So I'm thinking maybe right there, because I see I splotched some ink on it. You can take your pen and, you know, spray ink onto your card, and that looks pretty cool, but instead I'm going to stamp off, and we're going to just use that flower right there. I like that there. I just don't see another spot that that would go well in. Maybe here. I don't think I liked that. I think I preferred it before I did that. It's too late. Once you've done it, it's too late. All right, now we put in some lemon lolly. Mainly the only reason I wanted to get that big flower or that medium-sized flower in there was just for the little spray. I kind of wanted to, because I'm going to use the lemon lolly. Where are you? There you are. The die has that cut out and it's really cool, so I'm going to use it. But if I'm going to use it as a die, I kind of need this little yellow center to kind of be in here a little bit, so it doesn't look like it's not supposed to be there. Sometimes okay. Oh, one more. That one. Okay, cute. Too cute. That's that. I don't think... Oh, I forgot. I need one more scrap for the leaf, because I want that big leaf to be resting on there. Let's see if I can fit it on here. I'm not sure I can. I've got other white paper right here that I can use if I need to. I didn't ever use my spray, and I was going to. Kind of got stuck on the side. Got lost. Okay, soft sea foam. We'll stamp it off. No, it's full strength. Will be fine. And then we're going to cut these two pieces out with the die, and then they're going to go on another little card right in the center of this little card. It's going to be cute. Believe me. All right, now let me cut. This one's done. It's ready to be trimmed, and we'll put it on that card stock. Man, I'm making a big mess here today. I always do. I can't do this without making a big mess. This is just the way it is. Now, I've already cut out the other spray pieces, so you're just going to see me cut out this flower. Oops, I dropped something. Okay, we're going to cut this flower out. Oops, it's upside down. Here, let me put this down so I can see what I'm doing. That's going there. We'll do it one at a time, because I can feel right now my magnet's not grabbing it super tight. And I don't want it to shift. Oh, you're so pretty. Look at that. And then the little leaves. I love these dies. This is why, actually, I used to make cards like just sporadically, and I was a busy mom, so I didn't have time to do it for hours and hours at my leisure. I didn't have any leisure. My leisure was reading a book at night to my kids to get them to bed so that my husband and I could watch TV and have a few minutes of peace and quiet. And so at any rate, I didn't have any of these dies then, and I didn't need them because I did not have time to be doing this anyhow. But now I do, and I'm telling you, these dies make card making so fun. It's fun without, but it's tremendously fun with. If you do not have dies and you want them, then you have got to just become a demonstrator so that you can afford to buy them, because you can't really have all the things you want if you're not a demonstrator. Okay, so I've already taken a piece of, let me grab a card base. Oh, I don't want this card base. I want a piece of fresh freesia. Okay, so we're going to take this piece of fresh freesia, and I'm not even using that soft sea foam. This one is going to be a bigger card. So this one is, 9 inches, 9.5 inches. 9.5 inches scored at 4 3/4, and it is, I believe, 6 inches. Yes, 6 inches wide. That's my next size up. I don't even know what number that would be, but that's the size that I do. And I'm not going to glue these together because I'm going to wrap some things around it before I actually put that on there. I cut this from a 2-inch circle or 2 3/4 inch circle already, and then I embossed it. You don't have to emboss it. I kind of like it without it being embossed, but I thought it might be fun. We'll see. Then this piece is going to go on here. We're going to need to trim it because I want this corner to be off. You could just stick it on there with the corner stuck on, but I actually kind of like the corner off. So I'm going to just take my cutter and trim a bit of that off, maybe a bit more. And then I can kind of fit it on here a little bit more how I want it as well. Okay, and then your circle is going to go right here. This is where your dimensional is going to come in handy, and you can kind of see the flower behind it. I better stamp that yellow center there. Let's go ahead and glue this on first. Like that. This set has been so fun for me to have. I'm really loving having my being able to put more Bible verses on. I was been asking Stampin' Up! In their suggestion box for years for more Bible stamps, and I was so excited when they gave us more this year. And not ones that are preachy. There's like, I know that we have those, but I generally don't do the, and I'm happy to be preached at. I need it, but I don't necessarily want to be doing it to other people. Where's the one that I'm, where's the flower that I just cut out? There it is. Okay, I can't see it with all of this stamped stuff all over the place. Okay, so now we've got our little spray there, and then let me show you the little piece that we're gonna put on there. There are these little tiny sprays. Isn't that pretty? I think we'll put one, because I've got them cut out. I cut out a few. I'm gonna stick one there. You could put glue dots on it, but I'm gonna just dab some glue on it. And that'll work if my glue is working. clogged up. Come on, there we go. I don't want to squeeze too hard or get a big glob on there. That'll be bad. Okay, and then this one will do the same thing. I love these little sprays. Our winter wheat would look really good with those. And then the other dye that this has that's really pretty is the leaves. So I've cut out a bunch of them. We've got my soft sea foam ones. There's this one. Here, let's do this. And this one. Oh, aren't those nice? And this one. And then I did it out of some other paper too, but oh man, look at those. Aren't those gorgeous? I don't know if I'm going to use those for this card. I didn't plan on it, but I might. But one thing, first of all, I need to put that ribbon on. And where is my ribbon? That linen ribbon. Oh, good. There you are. So we're going to take this and wrap it around and just tape it on the back. Always better to do that before assembling your card, like I did before, and then having to rip it apart to put the tape on the back. It's never a good plan. This twine's very nice and flat. It's very decorative, but it also is very flat. So you can glue this on there to your cardstock really well. All right, so on my website, I have classes that are just generic classes. I might do classes with our actual stamp sets. I kind of got away from doing that because we were having our pandemic issue where as soon as I decided to do a class with a set, it would become unavailable. So the classes that I have are a general fancy fold class. I don't even remember. I'd have to go on there. You have the option of having your video either with me or pre-recorded, and you just watch it whenever you want to. If you do it with me, though, you have to schedule a time with me so that we can do that together. And that's completely possible. I think I'm going to do that like this. And then this. And I'm thinking one of these under here might be real pretty. Don't you think? All right, I do think. So we've got our sentiment. This is going here. So all I need to do is make sure that I've got some good dimensionals coming around all over it, but not necessarily on that. And I'm going to put, when I did my folder, this is the bottom. Is this the top? I don't know, but this might even be the bottom in this. I don't remember, but this is more flat, so I'm going to use this side to put my dimensionals on. And then I'm going to try to avoid that. When I embossed it several times because I ended up wanting this side up, and I did it the wrong way. So this is very thin and slim now, even though it is cardstock. So I need to make sure that I'm avoiding that ribbon because I think my cardstock's now more like heavyweight paper because I smashed it out so many times doing the embossing folder. Okay, like right there. And then we're going to glue, no, we're not going to, we're going to glue this leaf sprig on some, just so that it gets stuck down a little bit. It's going to be kind of flopping around. I don't really need to worry about it too much. I just need some, I didn't put any on that tip, so I need it to be like that. I hope you are having a lovely day, as I am going to. I'm so glad it's cooler, because now I can go out riding my bike in the afternoon, and I won't have any people bothering me out there. And not that they bother me, it's just that when I'm riding my bike, a lot of times people move, and I'm afraid I'm going to hit them. It scares me. And then the dogs rarely are a problem, but once in a while you have an owner who's just not managing their dog at all. And a big dog could knock me off the bike so fast. I mean, it'd be no sweat at all to knock me off my bike. And I'd hurt. I've been knocked off my bike. It's not pretty. All right, go like this. Okay. And then this is going to go like that. And then you can kind of see that double effect of the flowers. It's real pretty. But I just need my flower to stick on here. I don't really need it there. So I'm using my little mini dimensionals and the regular ones just to make sure my flower's going to be on there real good. We have a new catalog coming out in just 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks or 3 weeks? I don't know, but it's coming out fast. So if you need a catalog, make sure you let me know. I can tell you how to get one. If you don't know. Now, where are these? These. With this embossed, I don't really even need these. I think they might, with this leaf and everything, just be too much. So I don't think I'm even going to use those. So let me remove my paper, because it's kind of a big mess here now. And then you can see what we worked on today. It's pretty cool. If you order this suite, remember, or anything that's $50 and more, boy, I've raised my prices. It's not $50 anymore, because I can't afford to mail and buy $9 stuff to you for a $50 sale. I forgot. I can't do it for that. That used to be what not long ago I could do that, but now it's got to be, I think I'm up to $75 that you have to order in order to get a free embossing thing. Oh, no, that's my old one. This is the one we did today. And then where's that bookcase? Bookmark card. Where did you go? Ah, there you are. Okay. Oh, that's the old one too. That's not the one we did today. We did this one today. Isn't that cute? So you get all those cards with just a very little bit of stamping. Yes, I know this took me a long time, but that's because I was, blabbing and trying to show you things. If I was working all on my own, this actually would have come together a lot faster. So I'm going to try to put the camera up, and we'll see if it likes being moved. It usually doesn't, but you never know what will happen. So there I am. All right, a little red in the face. It's hot, but it's not that hot, actually. It's pretty nice, and you have a wonderful day today. God bless you, and I have at times had stamp sets that if you purchase that stamp set, I would send money to a different group for, if you buy a stamp set that's about $25 or $30 or more, or if it's dies and stamps, that would be $50. If you buy a stamp set that is, I think today, I think I've done this one already. I'm not going to do it with this stamp set. We have a new missionary group sponsored at our church that we highlighted this week. And I would love to be able to send them some extra money, as well as the money that my husband and I are going to send them already. So I'm trying to think if I want to do that with this textured floral. I don't know if I want to do it with this set actually, because I'm not going to be putting these in my newsletter. In fact, this is already scheduled to go out in a newsletter, this set with these colors, just not these projects. I saved these for you so you could actually see them being done. And because of the way you stamp background papers, I just thought it might be easier for me to just do it instead of trying to write out how to do that. So I think I'm going to save that for next week's project, and it'll go better with next week's because pretty soon I am going to be getting out our new catalog stuff, and we have Thanksgiving coming up and Halloween and a Thanksgiving stamp set with highlighting my missionary family. I think will work out really nicely. So be looking out for that, and you have a lovely day. I will see you next week. Again, thank you for sharing, liking, subscribing to my YouTube page, all of that. Thanks again. Bye.